Hi everyone, and welcome to our altered series of classes. Today we're going to do the cover of just a notebook. It's just a plain old notebook with a hard cover. So all I've done today is taken the cover off, and we're going to turn it from this into something totally different. So I've already painted my front cover and my back cover. I've painted this one with black gesso, and I've done some stenciling on the back. You can see it there. I've just used a black texture paste. You can use white texture paste if you've got it. On the front you can see the back is a lot more matte. That's the black gesso, but black texture paste. But on the front I've actually used a clear texture paste. So if you don't have clear, you can use white texture paste, of course, and put it on first before you put your gesso on. So the clear one gives it a little bit of a shine as well. You can see the difference between the black and the clear. The white would do the same as the black because you'd be painting it in gesso as well, so it would be more of a matte finish. But yeah, the front I've decided to go with a clear texture paste. So these are just the Deco Art modelling paste or texture paste. One's black, one's clear. Something a little bit different. If you don't have it, obviously just use the white. But put it on first with your stenciling and then gesso the whole lot. So, but we're not going to decorate the back apart from just the stenciling if you want to do it. So all I've done was these are just easy to pull apart, so you can pull them apart, take your covers off, paint them, decorate them, and do whatever you like, and then just put them back together. Just remember though which one's the front and which one's the back. I've put a note here, just F for front with an arrow facing up so as I don't forget, and the same with the back. I just put a B on it. You can rub it out later if you want to or not. So that's my back. So what we're going to do, I've already pre-prepared one with all my metal embellishments and given them a couple of coats of gesso as well. So you don't have to do the texture paste on first. This one does have a different stencil. It's just dots and all that. So I've already got this one ready, so once we've glued everything I can leave this one sit aside and finish it later. So I've got a selection of lots of metal embellishments. I've got some flowers, keys, circles with writing on them, all different sorts of things. I've got some lacy sort of ones as well, if you can see those there, just different ones. You can actually cut them if you've got an old pair of scissors. I've got lots and lots of little metal flowers, some half pearls as well, some leaves. I've got a heap of little cogs as well that I can use. I have got a little bit of chipboard as well. I've got some metal stars, some metal leaves that I picked up from a shop. So they're a little bit bigger than the other ones. So I'm got the option there of which ones I want to use. I've got lots of different things to put on. So I've got some metallic paints as well that I'm going to put on. I've got some wings that I can actually cut in half and put on as well if I want to. So I've got some metallic paints. I've got a couple of different colours. These are pinky colours. One's a coppery sort of pink. I've got a brighter pink, and I've got a coppery sort of colour as well. I've got a couple of waxes to put on just for some highlights. So I've got some blue, some turquoise, amethyst, gold, and I've got this Opal Magic one, which is actually really good on black surfaces. It's sort of, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks white, but when you put it on it actually looks blue, this one. So you can get all different sorts of colours. So I've got some of that as well. See what happens and whether we use some of the turquoise or the amethyst or just a bit of gold. So, and I've got some chipboard embellishments as well that I'm going to put on probably towards the outside. So it's sort of going to go from the middle and spread out, but go thinner as we get higher. So all I'm going to do is maybe stick that in there, maybe not, yeah, maybe. Got a couple of options. So I'm going to actually layer some metal up as well. So again, I'm just using the Super Tack glue. I find that works really well. Got lots of lots of flat options as well. So I've got these which are really thin. I've got some tags as well. I'm not going to overthink it either, so I'm going to start gluing everything down as I go. Get the glue unstuck. So I'm sort of going to start down in this corner. This is the sort of notebook cover that you won't want to use the notebook, but you know, it's for a decoration as well. So just trying to decide if I like that one or that one in there. I think I like the bigger one. So I'm just going to glue everything down, and as I said, I'll leave this one to sit and dry overnight before I actually stick it down anywhere, or before I do more work on it. So I'm gonna probably add one of these in as well, but I'm going to cut it, and because they are thin you can actually cut them with a pair of scissors, but I wouldn't use a good pair, so I may stick that one in. I might even cut this one in half. Go with a little bit smaller one. So I've got plenty of options to go with. So I'm just going to look at a few different options. Might even stick that one under there. Quite liking that, to be honest. So all this is going to get a coat of black gesso as well on it. May even get 2 coats depending on how well it covers. So I'm overlapping everything as well, because you want everything to flow. So some of the flowers are higher, so they do sit nicely over the top of other ones. Not being gentle with the glue either, because you want to make sure that it is going to stick and hold. Okay, so I quite liked that coming out of there. May even sit that one in under there. So just make sure that you've got plenty of different options. Yeah, it's nice to have a few different things on hand. So you can also put things out off the edge as well. You don't have to stay on the page. So I'm just gonna, I'm not too worried about the glue because it does dry clear, and we're going to coat it with gesso anyway. So these little flowers, you can actually bend them up as well to sit on different things. That one's going to sit in front there. This one's going to sit on here. So I just need to bend that up a little bit as well, so it sits in nicely. Okay. Don't think I need to put this one on there. So the good thing with chipboard is you can turn it over and use whichever side you like, whichever one suits where you're going with everything. Yeah, might not use the chipboard today. Yeah, I'm going to put that one in under there. Okay, so that's going to dry quite nicely. Put a couple of leaves out there as well. So I'm going to overlap the leaves as well. The glue will hold them down, so don't think I'll use those ones. So I'm quite happy with the way that's looking. Might even add on a couple of stars as well. The good thing with the stars is you don't have to join them in to all this. If you've got the little clear cabochons as well, you can use those. Just little ones. Some pearls here and there would look good too. So I'm going to put that one on there while we're here. Glue this one down. Other one. I've got different size stars as well. May even put a leaf out here. Maybe a couple. Yep. I'm also going off the edge with the leaves as well, so oops. It's only going to be used as decoration. I don't know that I'll use it for anything yet. So they're only going off the edge just a little bit. I think I've got just about enough on there. May even now it's stuck. And the good thing with this sort of thing is you can just layer and layer and layer on top if you wanted to, just to add a lot more interest to it. Could also sit there on there. I think I quite like it on there. This one's going to take a while to dry, but that's alright. I'm going to leave that one sit overnight before I finish. Set that one there. So with this stenciling, you don't have to do the whole cover. I just decided that I was going to this time. You can do as much stenciling as you like on there. Need another small star. Okay. Alright. So I've also got some chipboard that I was going to put on. I need to move that star a bit. I'm going to put that star up there. I'm going to put I think I'll put my chipboard here. And that covers up the little slip of the stencil that I've had. Yeah. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay, let's have a look. So I don't think I need to put any more metal on there. I've got quite enough on there now. So I'm going to sit that one aside overnight to dry, and then I will finish that maybe another time. Okay, so let's get all that out the way. This one I've already done my black gesso and let everything dry. I've done my stenciling. I haven't laid as much, but I've got a chipboard piece underneath that goes right around. You can't see it all, but you can see parts of it. So this one I haven't done as much layering as what I have on that one, but you also need to make sure that if you want to, you gesso the back of anything that's sticking out over the edge of your notebook. So what we're going to do now is get all the metal out the way. And I've just got a palette and my water spray bottle. And I have some paints that I'm going to use. So I might start with the darker one, or the brighter pink first. There is going to be a bit of drying time with these as well. The inside of the lid's stuck. Okay, I'm just going to get the inside of this lid out and then I'll be back. Okay, so got all the paper bits out of my paint. So all I'm going to do is put some into my tray and I'm going to spray it with some water. Just because it is a thicker paint and I want it to go a little bit thinner. So as it goes on nicely and you get all that metallic shine in there. So what we want to do with our paint is not have too much on our brush. So if you've got another palette to work off as well, you can work off that. So we want to just add colour to our embellishments at the moment. We don't want to add any to our book if we can help it, but if it happens, it doesn't matter. So we will be adding bits to it as we go. So this is a pink metallic. So I've just got it on the paper towel beside me so I can top up my brush as I need it. So you can see the colour going on there, hopefully. Okay. So I'm going to start just here. And I am just going over all the metal to start with. So Just making sure you do get everything that can be seen as well. So down inside your flower petals. So going in down under those flowers onto the chipboard as well. So this will take a while to do as well. It's not one of the quickest things. So we're nearly done. Make sure you go up the edge of things as well. Just want to make sure I've got everything. I'm not too worried about under this flower, but this one I'll do. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly wash my brush. So I'm just going to quickly dry off my paint and then we'll be back for the next step. Okay, so I'm ready for the next step. So what I'm going to do is go in and do some highlights with my next colour. I'm not going to do everything. We sort of want to again layer our paint colours on and blend them in. So I'm not doing all of everything, just doing bits. Because yeah, we do want the colours to show through. So I've actually mixed a little bit of this colour I'm using now in with the pink that I'm adding, just because it was a very bright orangey colour and I didn't want that bright colour. So I am going just across the bottom of my chipboard as well. I'm not going right up. And I am going onto the book as well now. So we sort of want to start blending that in so it just doesn't look like everything's just stuck there and that's it. It's probably a little bit hard to see. With all the metallic, but so I'm just dotting it on there. I'm not being not straight out painting it. I'm just sort of pouncing it on there. That way you're not going to have those defined lines either. Running out of paint as well. So you're sort of getting that the underlying of the pink, but then you're also getting a bit of the orangey pink in there as well. Just mixing up a little bit more. So doing this sort of stuff, I don't tend to use good brushes either. I just use old brushes because I don't want to wreck the good ones with the way I'm doing this. So just adding some more over the top of the metal embellishments as well, just to make sure you can see the difference in the colors, shading. And this is another good reason to leave everything overnight, just so as it does dry completely. And you're not going to make anything fall off while you're working on it. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Oops. Just with the pearls, just be careful because you will take some of the black off them, or the gesso off them. Especially if you're using a hard brush like I've got. Okay. Happy with that. So we're going to add a bit of copper in there in a minute. So I'm just going to get this all dry and then we'll do the copper. Okay, so that's all dry. I've got my copper ready to go. I've added a little bit of water to it as well. I'm just taking the bulk of it off my brush, so I don't want to drown everything. So it's going to go in, add bits and pieces. Again, just layering on our flowers and on our leaves as well. This one's sort of just more of a highlight than anything. So I'm not adding too much more to my brush, I just don't want too much going on there. I'm going to add more pink onto that one because that's just taken over. That copper takes over, it takes over. So I'm just toning it down with a bit of the pink. All about the layering. You want the colours in there, but you don't want them to take over. So if you need to add layers onto what you've added on, don't be afraid to. Because if you're not happy with it, then you just leave it and you just don't go back to it and you just don't try this sort of thing again. So you need to keep working on it until you're actually happy with it. So I'm just adding a little bit more of the copper back in. Just gently though. because again I don't want that copper to take over. So make sure you look at your work from different angles, because it will look different colours at different angles. So I think I'm just about happy with that. You get hints of the pink and the orangey colour, and the copper as well. Okay. Just want a little bit more of the copper on that key down the middle. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Getting lots of different colour in there. Might just add a bit more to our chipboard. I'm just going to add little touches of the orangey colour in as well. I haven't toned the orangey colour down this time. I just want to add it straight in. So I'm just going in the middle of that flower. A little bit on the chipboard just to give it some tone as well. Okay, so that's looking really metallic and good. Okay, I'm loving those colours. They each give something different. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm going to stop putting colour on there. I'm going to get that dry, and then I'm going to add a little bit of gold wax and some splatters, and that will be about it. So I will be back. Alright, so I'm going to add some splatters on to this as well. So I've mixed up a little bit of the copper with some water, and I'm just going to splatter that on. Hopefully you can see all that. You could do gold if you wanted to as well. Alright, I'm going to get that dry and I'll be back. Okay, so that's all dry, and the last thing we need to do is just add on a bit of gold wax just as highlights. So I'm using the vintage gold. If you have a bright gold, you can certainly use bright gold, but I'm just going to add little bits here and there, just as highlights. You could use a different colour wax if you wanted to. Okay, I think that's about it. I think brushing the wax over just brings out the highlights of raised bits of the flowers, or just adds that little bit more. I'm only brushing over lightly so it's not going to get a whole lot of cover on there. And the metallics are strong enough that they're going to come through anyway, so. Okay. So there is our altered notebook cover. So if you wanted to, you could go around the edge. If you've got a steady enough hand, you can just brush a line. Just finishes it off nicely. Okay. So all you need to do then is just put your notebook back together and you're done. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you in another class soon.